A political strategist and founder of a left-leaning, Democrat-supporting think tank has made headlines this week for making a rather bold prediction that Donald Trump's entire presidential campaign could actually be over in just a few days, really. Within the matter of, he says, about 2 weeks, Trump's campaign could be completely dead. The political strategist, a man by the name of Simon Rosenberg, those involved in politics are very familiar with that name, and he made this prediction on social media this week. He said, "What's remarkable is that there is a non-zero chance the Supreme Court could rule with Colorado, and Trump could be finished within the next 2 weeks." Now, technically, he's not wrong. There is a non-zero chance that the Supreme Court could rule with the Colorado State Supreme Court. And if they do that, that frees up any other state in the country to say, okay, well, Trump's off the ballot. We're done. We got the Supreme Court saying we're allowed to do it. We're going to do it. So he's not wrong. And that's what makes this statement so bold, because it is just putting it out there as it is. This isn't, some wackadoo saying, oh, no, Trump's campaign is going down in flames. He's just pointing out this is a possibility. And because it's a possibility, it is something we need to talk about. Now, he's not telling you to get your hopes up. He's not telling you that 2 weeks from now, no matter what, Trump is gone. You never have to think about him again. He's just saying, keep your mind open, keep your eyes open, because this could happen. So the question is, what would it look like if this happens? Well, there's several possibilities, because just to kind of recap, as everybody knows, Colorado State Supreme Court says, yes, Trump supported an insurrection. Therefore, 14th Amendment says you can't be on our ballot. We're kicking you off. Supreme Court is now going to hear that. Supreme Court could side several different ways. It's not just a simple, yes, Colorado's right, or no, Colorado's wrong. The Supreme Court could rule that, hey, 14th Amendment does in fact say that, and Trump did in fact engage in an insurrection. However, the 14th Amendment doesn't apply to people running for president, therefore it does not apply to Donald Trump. Second thing they could say is Trump did not engage in an insurrection, therefore 14th Amendment cannot apply to him, even though it does apply to presidents. So that's option number 2. Both options, by the way, is the Supreme Court saying Trump's back on the Colorado ballot. The third way they can go is to just look at the Colorado decision and say, yeah, you're right. Trump's off the ballot. Now, that's probably a long shot. Obviously, we have a 6-3 conservative majority on that Supreme Court. But as I've pointed out, those Supreme Court justices, whether they lean to the right or lean to the left, whatever it is, they've got those jobs for life. Even when they're just committing like the worst corruption we've ever seen, Clarence Thomas, nobody can do anything to them because we don't have the numbers to impeach them and probably never will. So they're safe. They don't owe an allegiance to anybody outside of, their corporate people like Clarence Thomas. So they don't have to appease any particular politician, because what are they going to do? Unappoint them? No, they got that job for life. Like, thanks for putting me here, but I don't have to worry about comeuppance because you can't do anything to me. So they don't have to be loyal to anyone. Now, some of them will, but some of them may not, because even some of those conservative justices may look at this and say, listen, Trump is destroying the Republican Party. I love the Republican Party. So if I get rid of him, I'm saving the Republic. I'm doing my party a favor. So keep that in mind, because that is also something that these judges could think in their heads and say, listen, I don't like Trump. I love Republicans. They got to get rid of him. Let me save them. So ruling against Trump in this matter could be their way of saving the Republican Party. So that's also an option. So let's assume that happens. Let's assume by some weird miracle, they agree with Colorado Supreme Court and say, yeah, you can kick Trump off the ballot using the 14th Amendment. Now, does that mean that Trump is automatically kicked off of the ballots and prevented from running? I don't know. I genuinely do not know that answer. If the Supreme Court agrees and says he engaged in an insurrection and the 14th Amendment applies, I would think at that point, you could then file a federal lawsuit to bar Trump from holding office, but I think you would have to file the lawsuit. So these state lawsuits, which, by the way, there's lawsuits in about half of the states in this country to kick Trump off the ballot using the 14th Amendment, those would not need to go away, but those would probably go away and be replaced with a massive federal lawsuit to kick Donald Trump off at the federal level. So that's what we could be looking at. And yeah, if the Supreme Court makes this decision, in the next couple weeks, that could be it. It could be it. Or the gambit to kick Trump off the ballot could be completely over. We don't know. Everything is possible at this point. Nothing is impossible. And that's what makes this so interesting. And that's why Mr. Rosenberg's prediction here is worthy of the headlines. Because again, he's not wrong. We don't know what the Supreme Court will do. But we do know, whichever way they go with it, it's going to have massive national implications and definitely is going to have some kind of effect on the 2024 election next year.